Many people find themselves in a challenging situation with a coworker, constituent, or leader from time to time. Perhaps you have to deliver unfortunate news. Or maybe you are on the receiving end of constructive and critical feedback. Maybe you have a customer who is upset and you are the one to handle the situation. In these moments, it's not simply the words we say that communicate to the other person, but also our body language and nonverbal communication. In fact, over 93% of what we are communicating comes from everything but our words. Research from Dr. Albert Moravian at UCLA reveals that what people see and how they hear a message make the biggest influence on the message they receive. This includes our body language, facial expression, and our vocal expression. Self-awareness of what our go-to habits are in these areas can lead to more effective interactions and positive outcomes. Whether we are perceived as assertive, passive, passive-aggressive, or aggressive depends on how we conduct ourselves with regard to these nonverbal behaviors. For example, consider eye contact. When faced with a difficult customer or employee, someone who is perceived as passive will often have minimal eye contact and look down, while someone who is perceived as aggressive will have excessive eye contact. Passive-aggressive behavior will have minimal eye contact and also look away. A person who makes sustained eye-to-eye contact with appropriate pauses is perceived as assertive and trustworthy. Let's look at another part of our body language, our movement and our posture. Think about the last time you were feeling uncomfortable during a discussion. Did you find yourself fidgeting, folding your arms, or physically shrinking? If so, you may have been perceived as passive or passive-aggressive by others. An open stance or posture that is balanced and symmetrical will be perceived as assertive and confident. However, being too expansive in our space to the point of invading another's or using pointed gestures can come across as aggressive. Lastly, our vocal expression may be revealing our emotions without our awareness. When we speak too softly, we will be perceived as timid, unsure of ourselves, and even weak. This may not be how you are feeling, but this is what the other person will be interpreting. Rambling speech and hesitancy go along with low volume and are common patterns of passive or passive-aggressive people. Aggressive people will often speak loudly and obtrusively. An assertive communicator uses appropriate volume and tone that is expressive but not overwhelming. To convey confidence, be sure your statements go down in pitch and questions go up in inflection. Swapping the two will inevitably communicate confusion or low confidence. Using your own self-awareness, do an audit on what your habits of behavior are. Ask others to give you feedback the next time you are in a meeting together. When we understand our body language habits, we can better control the perceptions others hold of us.